Our sequence is coming along, but I know that I want to add some music, okay? I've got the music right here in the music bin, in the 2.7 bin, and I'm just going to load this, and I'll play the first few bars so that you can see what it sounds like. All right, so I think this will work really well. Instead of just dragging this in and then trimming it to the right duration, I want to try a 3-point edit. So I'm just going to make sure that my A1 from the source is patched to A2 in the sequence. That's where we'll have the music go. And I'll deselect V1 and A1. So we've got the proper audio patch. And now I'm just going to mark an in and an out at the end. Okay, and now this is the portion where the sequence is going to be overwritten. And so I'll just select the source monitor and go back and press period. And there we go. And let's actually increase the size of A2 so that we can see the audio waveform. So I'll just hover over A2 and scroll up with my mouse scroll wheel, and there's my waveform. So I'll come back to the beginning here and play and see how the levels are. Okay, so obviously we are going to need to fix the audio levels here. I'm not going to deal with the music quite yet though. All right, so I'm going to mute the music track because I want to make sure that my primary audio, my interview audio, is perfect before I start messing with my music. So let's zoom in here, ++. And what I want to do is take a look at these audio meters as I play Barbara's clip.
Many people who start looking at greyhounds or who come to the meet and greets and have never seen a greyhound before.
All right, so it's not horrible, but it is a little low. In general, you want normal sounds like the human voice to peak right around -12. It's helpful in Premiere Pro because this is where the green kind of turns into yellow to remind you that this is where you really should be peaking. Louder sounds can peak between -12 and 0, but never above 0, and quieter sounds can exist down here. All right, but right now we're dealing with the human voice, so we want to make sure that everything is peaking right around -12. Then later we'll come back and mix the music in appropriately. Now to set yourself up, you need to make sure that you can see your audio waveform and the thin line in the middle. I'll go ahead and make this a little bit larger by scrolling up with my mouse scroll wheel, and this is the thin line that I'm talking about. And you can actually drag this up to make the clip louder or down to make it quieter. And in our case, we definitely want to make it louder. All right, so I can do this as it plays. So I'm actually going to just play it and then bring my line up and then look over here, and then I'll stop when it's peaking properly. Okay, so let's go ahead and play.
Looking at greyhounds or who come to the meet and greets and have never seen a greyhound before, they are very surprised at how easy these guys are.
I already think that's pretty good. Through most of that, she was peaking properly, right around -12. She does drop off a little bit here. That's mostly okay. We can always fix that later, but the foundation is good. Let's just play it one more time. I might need to drag it up just a little bit more.
Looking at greyhounds or who come to the meet and greets and have never seen a greyhound before, they are very surprised at...
All right, so that's good. Do notice, however, that this is a clip-by-clip adjustment. I've affected this one, but the other clips in the sequence remain unaffected. So I can go through this exercise clip by clip, or I can actually share my adjustments from this one to the others. Because, you know, when someone's being interviewed, they may have slight fluctuations in the volume that they're speaking, but in general, they're speaking at the same level. So if you've made an adjustment on one clip, you can usually share those adjustments on the others, and then you can make just small tweaks from there. So I'm just going to select this clip and press copy or Command-C, Control-C on a PC. And now I've copied this clip, and I don't want to paste the entire clip. I just want to paste the audio attributes. So I can come down to every single one of Barbara's clips, but just for demonstration's sakes, I'm just going to do a couple here. I'll pick this one, and I'll click, and then here's another one. I'll shift-click here, and I can go on down the line. But instead of pressing paste, I'm going to choose paste attributes, and that's edit and paste attributes, or option command V, which is alt control V on a PC. And I'll select that. And here I can choose to paste my video attributes, my audio attributes. So I don't want anything on video to go over. I don't think we have anything, but I'll deselect those anyway. Really, I just want my volume. So I'll go ahead and just select volume. I'll say OK and watch the line jump up when I do that. Okay, so the adjustments were made. I am going to need to go through and make sure that things are peaking properly. I will probably need to do small tweaks from there, but it at least gives you a foundation. Now, I do have a sequence where I have gone through this already, and that is Greyhound Rough Cut post audio. Okay, and so I've made all of my adjustments. You can see that I've made adjustments because my little FX on my audio clips is now bright yellow, and it's telling me that I've made that adjustment. So if you're working with the original sequence, you can go ahead and unmute your music, and let's go ahead and play and see what sort of shape it's in.
Many people who start looking at greyhounds or who come to the meet and greets and have never seen a greyhound.
All right, so we can hear Barbara better, but the music is still way too loud. So what we're going to do is give ourselves a little bit more room to see here. First of all, the music is too loud in the beginning. So as this plays, I will lower the volume of my music. And instead of dragging the line this time, I'll use the keyboard. You just use the left bracket and the right bracket keys. Using the left bracket will lower the audio by 1 decibel at a time, and pressing the right bracket will raise it by 1 decibel at a time. So let's go ahead and select the music. And as this plays, I'll press my left bracket until I'm happy. All right, I think that's good. And now when Barbara starts talking, we need to lower it even more.
Many people who start looking at greyhounds or who come to the meet and
Okay, so what I'm going to do is zoom in a little bit more, and you can increase the size of your track a little bit more if you want. And I'm going to come right before she starts talking, and I'm going to place a keyframe. Okay, a keyframe is simply a point of change. I want it to go from this level to a lower level. So I'm going to command click here. That's control click on a PC. And I've added a keyframe, and I want to add another keyframe right as she starts talking. So I'll command click again, and I can either drag down on the actual keyframe or on the line, okay? And you can also do this as it's playing. So I'll play and make those adjustments.
Many people who start looking at greyhounds or who come to the meet and greets and have never seen a greyhound before, they are very surprised at how easy these guys are. And people often think that they're going to be crazy lunatics because of their...
All right, so I like that level. Everything is mostly around -12. She starts off pretty loud here, so we can actually keyframe that as well. So I'll just command click here, and zoom in. And I'm going to just drag this first part down, like so. And let's take a listen.
Many people who start looking at greyhounds...
And maybe even a little bit more there.
Many people who start looking at greyhounds or who come to the meet and greets and have never seen a greyhound before.
All right, so peaking right around -12, it's looking good. A few moments can go a little bit above, a few moments can go a little bit below. You're not going to get it exactly perfect, but if you do need to adjust things, you always can keyframe them. And I have a sequence that's already done right here, the post music, where I've already gone through the work of doing this keyframing. All right? So again, there are a whole lot of audio editing tools in Premiere, and this was just the basic of the basics. But by showing you how to adjust levels and do simple keyframing, you will be able to solve most simple audio level issues in your show.